Good morning, students. Today we are going to study cylindrical and spherical coordinate systems. So today first we start with cylindrical coordinates. So before that, in a plane, if we want to express a point, you can either use x and y or r and theta, because any point, that point has a particular distance from the origin, that is the radius vector, and that radius vector makes an angle with the x-axis, that is theta. So if you know r theta or xy, you can specify a particular point, and this representation of r theta is called as polar representation. So this cylindrical coordinate is basically the representation of polar coordinates, but it has an extra z coordinate, that's all. So see here, if I add one z to this polar representation, it will become a cylindrical coordinate. See here, the same r and theta are also in the cylinder on the top face, but only thing is the height of the cylinder is represented by z. So we can specify any point using any point in a three-dimensional plane using cylindrical coordinate system, and the cylindrical coordinates are r, theta and z. So the height of the cylinder is represented by the z, the radius of the cylinder is represented by the r, and the angle, that means at what point of the cylinder the point is there, is represented by the theta. So how to convert this cylindrical to rectangular? So if I just use cos and sine functions by taking a triangle, so you can say cos theta, that means if you draw a triangle with r, x and y, so here you see this is the xy plane, and this is what so this is the xy plane. So this is the xy plane. So in this case, this r, if I say this r has a component, it will be like this. If I draw a perpendicular to the y-axis, and I also draw a perpendicular to the x-axis, and this is what x, this is what y. So using this x, I mean this point is x and this point is what, y. So using this r, x, you can say, as this is theta, you can say this is r is equal to, x is equal to r cos theta. So cos theta is equal to x by r. Sin theta is y by r, so z is also z, because in the three-dimensional, this is the z axis. In the reverse process, if I want to convert this rectangular coordinate that into cylindrical coordinate system, the x square plus y square is what, r square, because r is the what I say, hypotenuse, and x and y are the adjacent and the opposite sides of a triangle, and tan theta is equal to y by x, z is equal to z. So what we understood from the cylindrical system is, so these equations are very important, because you should know how to convert. If I know r theta, if I am given r and theta, you should know how to convert this into x and y, that is in the cylindrical system. And if I know if you are given the values of x and y, you should know how to convert it into r, theta and z. So if I know x and y, you just find root of x square plus y square, and if I know x and y, you know, just find theta is tan inverse y by x and z is same as z. Now, spherical polar system coordinate system are the 3D analog of the polar representation in the plane. Here we divide the three-dimensional space into a set of concentric spheres centered at the origin. So, and we imagine that the rays emanate outward from the origin. So in this case, a spherical polar system is a different system. It is also a three-dimensional representation of a polar system, but it is having a spherical symmetry. The cylindrical coordinate system has got a cylindrical symmetry, whereas a spherical polar system has got a spherical symmetry, where we imagine that the entire space is divided into concentric spheres. All these concentric spheres are centered at the origin, and the rays which comes out from the origin. So here, see here, if you consider a light source at this origin, that light source produces rays all in the outward direction in like a sphere. I mean, in all the directions, three-dimensional. So in such cases, we need to use spherical polar system. So if I have a XYZ plane, and how will you represent a point using XYZ? That is, just XYZ will represent a point, but the same point can also be represented in a spherical polar system. So one thing is, you have to measure the distance of that point from the origin, and then we have to find a way to describe its location on the sphere. Now, how will you find the location of the sphere? You know that first of all, you should know the orientation of that point. So latitude and longitude are the 2 points that is used to specify a point on the earth. The same method is used here. What is we use the latitude and longitude concept to find the orientation or the specify a particular point in the spherical polar system. So you see here, one circle is there, and this circle that goes through the North Pole and South Pole. Okay. So now what is latitude, or the polar angle starting at the North Pole in the plane, is given by the great circle. That means a circle, a point which passes through this circle, that flow from North Pole to South Pole. That means plus z axis to minus z axis if a line passes through this circle. So at the North Pole or in the z axis, the angle is 0. So the radius of the circle makes an angle 0 with the z axis, and as it goes through the circle and it reaches the South Pole or the minus z axis, it has an angle of phi. So this is what we call as latitude. So using this phi angle, you can know at what height or what depth of this point is located on the sphere. So that is what we call as latitude. And the second thing is, at the same height or depth of this, there is a horizontal circle possible, and the horizontal circle you can specify using longitude. So the first thing is the angle. The first coordinate is rho, the second coordinate is phi. Phi is latitude angle, and the third one is called longitude. Now what we do is, we draw a horizontal circle, because at a particular height there are different orientations possible on this horizontal circle, because all this point on the horizontal circle will have the same height or depth. So we have to specify using a third coordinate, that is called as longitude. So what we do is, we draw a circle and we drop a line into the xy plane. You can see here, and this angle is what we call as theta, and this angle can rotate to 2 pi because this horizontal circle covers the front and back side of the sphere. So just height, to understand the height, you just need a latitude angle or phi or azimuth angle, because the azimuth angle just need to have 0 to pi, because that is enough to specify the height or depth of the point on the sphere. But once you specify the height of the point, you have to specify the longitude, and that is the horizontal circle, and that can be at any point on the horizontal circle, and that is why we have an angle of 2 pi, and that is what we call it as longitudinal angle. Okay, so these three coordinates are we call as spherical polar coordinates, and the names of these coordinates are called as radial distance and azimuthal angle and polar angle. So this theta is what we call as longitudinal angle, and that longitudinal angle is called as azimuthal angle, and the polar angle is phi, and thus we just derived and understood what is the meaning of these three coordinates in spherical polar system. Now, how to convert this system, how to convert the coordinates with the spherical system? So one thing is, you just have sine phi, that is r by rho, cos phi is z by rho, tan phi is r by z. So how will you get this? Means you just imagine a right triangle with r is the distance, of the point to the z axis, and then sine phi will be r by rho, cos phi will be z by rho, and tan phi will be r by z. So if phi is not acute, that is, if it is more than 90 degree, it will be in the southern hemisphere or below this. So initially I have derived x, y and z in terms of r, that is the distance of the point to the z axis, but I want this in terms of rho. So what I will do is, I will again make a conversion from this r to rho. So what is the conversion? Using this phi, this x is equal to r cos theta is obtained using the triangle in the horizontal circle, but this rho sin phi is obtained using this circle which is vertical, that is azimuthal angle, polar angle. Now what is r? R is basically rho sin phi, that is what we discussed in the beginning. So I substitute in the terms of r. Why? Because you just imagine this triangle. So sin phi is r by rho, and cos phi is z by rho, and we just want to put the value of r, which is rho sin phi in both the cases, and z will be just rho cos phi, because z is equal to basically this distance, this distance, that is the horizontal distance with that makes with the or adjacent side of this triangle. So if I want to convert the spherical system to the rectangular system, if I have the values of x, y and z, I want to convert it to spherical, I will just use this formula. I just want to find rho using this formula, root of x square plus y square plus z square. If I know x and y, I will find the value of polar angle theta, or sorry, azimuthal angle. If I know x and y, I will find the value of polar angle using this equation, tan phi is equal to r by z, root of x square plus y square plus by z. And cos phi is basically z by rho, that is z by root of x square plus y square plus z square. So, and these equations are very important to be understood, and that we will be using in several problems. So that is what we come to the end of this session.